Hey everyone, JCS Starcraft here, bringing you a show match between the Little One, Liquiteal, also known as the Little One, playing as random, I think, which is pretty rare these days because you really see him focusing on his Terran play a lot, so kind of refreshing to see him play random. And the player name is Cape Y Place, but I think this is Blizzard, a community player named Krzysztof from Blizzard. These matches, I'm pretty sure, were from the Warcraft 3 Invitational. So right now, just kind of a show match between the two, I think, at the Invitational, showcasing Starcraft 2 and everything. And right now we have Krzysztof and the Little One both getting out their early pylons here on Desert Oasis in a Protoss versus Protoss match. Always fun to kind of see the Little One, especially playing races that I think he's not necessarily concentrating on, and kind of the different strategies that he comes up with and what he's going to do. So we'll see what Krzysztof will pull off here, getting his scout out. The Little One right now not going to scout, is that right? He's just going to kind of stay in his base, kind of happily staying here, and maybe going to get his scout off after. No, he's just right now just kind of content. I think we'll get his scout on later or something like that too. So Krzysztof now throwing down his warp gate. Now I know that Krzysztof, in reading up on him, kind of favors that the kind of proxy warp gate strategy, where you try to chrono boost your warp gates as fast as possible, and you place just a few pylons around the base, probably like 3 or 4, so your opponent just can't get rid of them. The Little One right now wanting to make sure, it looks like he's placing his pylons all around his base to make sure that Krzysztof isn't going to be placing any proxy pylons anywhere. Krzysztof now, it looks like he might be putting that proxy pylon down, trying to decide where best to put it. So it looks like we're going to be having that strategy, and the Little One getting his scout pretty late, but you know, going against a Protoss player, you can get that scout in there and not really have to worry about it as much, knowing that your opponent won't have any range units for a little bit of time. Little One right now going right for his cybernetics core, so going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to see this proxy pylon at the edge. Krzysztof right now just kind of scouting around, checking out the Little One's base, hanging out, and the Little One going to be doing the same there. You know what, the Little One is going to be throwing down another pylon, and now he does see that proxy. Krzysztof, not sure if he was paying attention, but just lost his scouting probe, while the Little One's scouting probe is happily just kind of checking out to see what Krzysztof is doing. Krzysztof did put down the assimilator and just saved up enough gas so that he could chrono boost that the warp gate technology. But now the Little One's going to be working on this pylon, and because that scouting probe went down for Krzysztof, he's going to have to send another one to try to plant some more pylons in here. But now that this is going down, it might be really difficult for him to pull off that strategy now. So great job by the Little One defending that, and now it looks like Krzysztof, realizing that he's going to have a really hard time getting up this ramp with the 2 Zealots there, has to abandon that strategy and is just going to go for, well, at this point, probably a standard 4 gate. Now it needs more gas since he hasn't been grabbing that gas yet either. The Little One now knowing that, well, sees that, well, there's no Stalker yet either. So all of Krzysztof's resources was spent on trying to do that proxy rush. The Little One now with the sentry and can kind of hold off any units coming in right now too. So great scouting, great pylon placement to get around his base, stop that early attack from going down. And now the Little One's going to be throwing up a pretty early Stargate. We'll see whether or not he's going to go Void Rays. The travel distance for air on this map is pretty short, and you're pretty open to harassment from Void Rays or any other air unit, possibly Phoenixes, but more likely we'll see that Void Ray come out and do some damage to this line. Krzysztof now kind of switching over to a standard 4 gate build, and just looking at the income tab, both players pretty even. I think Krzysztof was a little bit behind. He was working on getting that rush going, so he saved his chrono boosts for the warp gate technology, while the Little One, I think, just saved his chrono boost for his probes. But right now looks like he's going to be going with the Phoenixes, and those Phoenixes, once you get them in about a triples or a pair of 3, not a pair of 3, but triples, you can really just kind of lift off and do some early harassment, pick off some units, come into the supply line and kind of get the harassment down too, as well as do a significant amount of scouting. Phoenixes travel very, very quickly on the map. And the little one right now just waiting for those Phoenixes to come up. Meanwhile, just kind of massing his units, going with mostly just a Zealot build, while Krzysztof is going to be going mostly Stalker Sentry. So should be an interesting matchup between the two. Krzysztof now throwing down his Twilight Council. Looking at the little one, he is going to be throwing down a Twilight Council as well, and I'd imagine with all these Zealots that he's going to be getting some kind of the speed upgrade for the Zealots. We'll see whether or not that can a combination of Zealots and Phoenixes. And right now the Phoenixes are going to be traveling down towards the map. Looks like he's going to be going in, and great timing by the little one. Just possibly lucky that his opponent was about to push in at that point, but now has to come back and try to help take care of his probe line. So Krzysztof getting caught a little bit off guard there, and just a little bit of bad timing for Krzysztof to push at that point. I think if he had his units in the base, little one probably couldn't have picked up as much. This right now doesn't seem too significant. However, I do imagine that since the little one was already ahead in the harvester count and already ahead in the resources, mining just a little bit more at this point, any sort of harassment can help the little one pull just slightly ahead in his economy. And taking a look at the research tab, the little one is going for the speed upgrade for the Zealots, and is finally getting his warp gate technology as well. Meanwhile, just trying to mass more of these Phoenixes, waiting, just kind of waiting for their mana to recharge, or their energy to recharge, so they can pull up more. And doing some scouting too, wants to see what his opponent is up to. Krzysztof is going to be pushing out right now, so, and going to be throwing down a proxy pylon right here. Little one does see that proxy pylon go down, and is going to be, I'm not sure if he's going to try to choke off. He does have 2 sentries, so he can hold off that choke for a while. But it looks like, let's see, Krzysztof with the robotics facility, and does he have a, I'm not sure if I can see it on the map, but we'll see whether or not he has an observer out here. He does have an observer out here, so he will see the high ground and will be able to come in. So little one right now, this pylon out on the edge, going to be picked off, and even the cybernetic score I think might be picked off as well. Yes, he's going to be attacking that one. Little one now I think just waiting for legs to, just taking his time, kind of waiting for his upgrade to really happen.